since May. You know really a lot more about this project than other people. My focus with West Virginia Matters is to educate all residents of West Virginia on the permanent changes that this proposal could have. And if you're a landowner, you're listening to me, I suggest that you get a lawyer as soon as possible if you have not already.
What are some of the changes that you think that would happen with this pipeline? Have you developed a vision in your mind?
I don't really want to have a vision, but I will state that the main concerns are the very probable changes with our water quality. The air quality is well documented by the EPA. They have been told since 2011 not to do any more testing on fracking, but before that, the EPA tests and studies are well documented. Clean Air Council has made 2 presentations for West Virginia so far, and we'll be talking next week. And the most alarming statement from the EPA is this: 9% of the volume of the methane that goes through this 42-inch transmission pipeline will be naturally expelled at every point along the way, which is every 20 miles, at every valve and gauge. Why? That's how it operates. It needs to be gently open so that the flow is correct. But that means 9% methane into our air that creates a lower ozone.
And they do this for the mere sake of regulation of the pressure?
It's an industrial fact. You have to do that. You know, it's just like champagne. You have to
give it a little room.
You have to give it a little room, and that's just a fact.
It's like a pressure cooker.
Exactly. And that's what West Virginia Matters is teaching. You will not hear this from Dominion.
No, they wouldn't want to. And you say it's 9%? It's
9%. It said 8.9.22. You will see it on the Clean Air presentation, and it's also on the website.
Now, do they get a clean air permit to do this?
They do have to go by the laws, but our catch-22 here in West Virginia is that we are very rural America. We are considered a Class A. That means that we are 18 residents per square mile. It means there are less people, there's less gathering places, there's less value, shall we say. And it's real, because the rules for Class A mean the least amount of environmental stations, as in 0, the least amount of any sort of monitoring. This is all going to be automatically watched by someone in a computer room 2.5 hours away. And anyone who lives here knows we live in rural America, and our response time here averages 1.5 hours for anything. What if that's an explosion or a methane leak? We all need to think about this and ask questions.
Now, methane's the stinking stuff, right?
No, it's not. The only way that anything smells is if an additive is put in it. And that will be one of our goals, is to demand, if this horrific proposal does actually go through, we will demand, I'd prefer maybe a spearmint or mint, but it's a dead egg, it's an egg smell. We are going to demand an additive for this gas, because that's the point. 9% is going to be emitted. And you're sitting on your deck drinking coffee, and your dog's dead. That's what we're talking about.
So there are serious ramifications.
And they're known. This is not fiction. This has been well documented for years, and that's why our goal is to share the known facts. What I just described creates a lower ozone. We've always thought the ozone is something that rises, but the methane is different, and it settles. And it causes incredible health problems, neurological, breathing. It's just horrific. And West Virginia Matters is saying, not here. No, we're going to stand up and protect the East Coast of America.
And if they run this line north to south in Pocahontas County, that's going to be several times longer.
It's longer, and it's just as bad.
But it would be coming right through Marlton, right?
It would be coming from what yes, it goes on the other side of Cumbrero State Forest, through Point Mountain, right through Elk River Resort, which I may mention.
That might make those people happy.
Well, guess what? That's where Dominion has their event every year, and that's where I got my Dominion hat. Dominion is very involved with Wounded Warriors, and they are big fly fishermen, and I've talked to Bob Orndorff about this. I find it kind of funny that he's the leader for this pipeline, exactly where the trout fishing for the state of West Virginia will be destroyed permanently. And that's the route you're talking about.
Now, this route will then go on through, go on by the Elk River Resort. Now, where's
Edrei,
it headed?
through Edrei.
Down through Edrei?
Yep, through Edrei and then down. Honestly,
So that you're saying that there'll be a methane expulsion site
every
somewhere
20 miles.
every 20 miles.
That's the law. That's the minimal. When I sound it's like smarty pants, and you can keep that in. When I sound smarty pants, I am quoting the Bible. DOT, Department of Transportation, PHSMA, Pipeline Hazardous Safety Material Association. For some reason they call it PISNA, but it's PISMA, but they call it PISNA. So PISNA, when I say this stuff, I'm quoting PISNA. It is the law that the minimal is every 20 miles will be a valve and meter station. Unmanned, about 100 square feet, it's not that big, but it's sitting there emitting. If there's any problem, hopefully that would be shut down automatically from Clarksburg, and in an hour and a half someone would show up. But meanwhile, every 20 miles, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you've got 9% of a 42-inch pipeline going full force, full throttle, being emitted every day.